No matter how hard they fought or how hard they played, it was always just too much of an uphill battle for Barney Hester's Howard Huskies. This year, though, a little bit different for Howard. They're actually enjoying the view from the top of the Region 2 4A standings. Here in Central Georgia, we know Jake Fromm can play ball, but it took the rest of the country way too long to realize that. Sadly, I hate to say it, there's still some doubters out there. My question is, how? She says she can school me. I tend to believe her, but I want to try and find out for myself. Here we go. Good move. But Josh Dobbs in this end zone, right over here, just hit Jawan Jennings with a Hail Mary. You can see right now you're looking at a very empty Henderson Stadium. We're about 2.5 hours till kickoff, but that's the feeling of the Central High School family today. Empty. In big games, Kalen Riley has played well. Like most freshmen would wilt in those situations at Auburn, against Wofford, against Chattanooga, on the road at the Citadel. He has played well.
And Luke is now a vegan.
I don't know who put that in the script. As you can tell, that is clearly not a thing. And that's saying something because we're a week into sweeps. And to the viewer, I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but to us newsies, it is a busy time of the year, but this is always so much fun. Homecoming weekend here for the Mercer Bears.
The ice symbolizes something different for everyone. To some, it's a battlefield. Others see it as an escape from the outside world.
I know it's therapeutic for me. All my worries go away when I'm behind the bench.
It leaves a lot of stress and it just feels good.
For Making Mayhem forward Dylan Denemy, the ice heals.
I don't know where I would be today without this game.
He discovered that 2 months ago, ironically, off ice.
I love them. They're my everything in my family. They mean the world to me.
The healing guided him in December to his hometown of Windsor, Ontario. The healing, however, for his father, Pat, battling cancer in his head and neck.
Seeing your dad like that and knowing that he's not in his right way, like to be that guy, it's tough.
He rejoined the team in mid-January.
When it rains, it pours.
Only to return to Canada a week later, following the death of his grandmother.
Every day I think about it, I'd kind of look in the mirror and be like, do I go back?
A familiar voice made that decision easy.
My parents sat me down and they said, like, we want you to go back. We want you to finish what you started.
Pat's condition is improving. Dylan's healing continues on the ice.
She's playing more with an edge. She's playing more with that grit.
With a new approach in mind.
Everything I do is pretty much like for my dad, for my MMA, score a goal, big hit, whatever. Everything pretty much laid on the line for them.
The ice symbolizes something different for everyone. For Dylan Denemy, it's now a stage to honor his family. For Mayhem TV, I'm Luke Hetrick.
It doesn't come down to the skill. It comes down to who wants it more and who has more in the gas tank to go the long way.
Don't be mistaken. There's a lot more to Chase Boutwell's game.
Very technical.
Heart and drive.
Work ethic.
Naturally gifted.
If you ask the amateur MMA star what separates him,
Man, every time I step in the octagon, I'm the toughest guy in the octagon.
not only does he have the heart, he owns that it factor.
He's willing to do everything that nobody wants to do during the fight.
That never quit attitude and hard work led Chase to becoming the youngest UMMAF amateur champion.
Win it was even better, man. I can't explain the feeling.
We're on the right slope, going in the right direction, on the right mountain.
As he works, his inspiration sits ringside.
I'm so nervous. Half the time it looks like I'm playing an instrument.
Every time I've been dropped, I think about my mom, and quitting's never entered her mind.
Because mom is enduring her own fight.
I've had MS since I was 24 years old.
To see her go through that battle, it's tough, but she's a fighter just like he is.
Through her battle with multiple sclerosis, her toughness is passed on.
She can go through MS and having 8 brain surgeries. I can definitely go through, fight through whatever I'm going through.
And that motivation packs a powerful punch.
That flame that he has and the drive that he has, that he kind of carries from home to here, I don't think it'll ever burn out.
With his arm raised symbolizing his victory, the Boutwells became winners in more ways than one.
It's the one moment my mom, she doesn't have MS, she doesn't have hydrocephalus. Everything was perfect, man, and I'm glad I could bring that moment to my parents, to me, and anybody else who's cheering for me.
Ready, let's go. Houston County quarterback Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm gonna have his say.
Jake Fromm up top.
What happened, Jake? What happened, Jake?
Jake Fromm finds Amari Colbert. The big story. Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm. Fromm.
I'm glad to call myself a Georgia Bulldog.
Did you get that? No? Okay, let me take you through a quick crash course. Meet Georgia quarterback Jake Fromm. Now, before Athens, The dude was simply a legend at Houston County High School. Constantly in the news, breaking records, prestigious awards. He was even featured in a documentary. But wait, let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Yes, sir. Release.
Yep, that's Jake's brother Dylan. You're probably wondering why we're talking about him and not Jake. Let's tell Dylan's story.
I don't like people, comparing me to Jake or whatever, saying stuff, but I mean, I just got to go out there and play.
With Jake's rise to stardom, quarterback Dylan always hears the talk.
You're always having to live up to what brother did and all that kind of stuff, and people compare you. Well, you can't do this. Jake did this, but you can't do. That's tough.
But like they say, talk is cheap.
But I don't let it get to me just because I love Jake. So, I answer the questions. Sometimes I get tired of it, but I can't think like that.
He's also not the only family member tired of all this noise.
And now I'm Jake Fromm's dad. I don't want to be Jake Fromm's dad. I want to be me. And they're the same way. They want to be their own people.
It's kind of like a fresh start and a clean slate. That's all it is. And we're ready to work.
Ready, let's go.
2 years at Hoco, now at Warner Robins, Dylan and twin brother Tyler, they're strapping on the pads for Demons head coach Mike Chastain, a man who has very high expectations for his quarterback.
Oh, he's a good player. You got to go out and win a job here first, and then you got to go out there and if in our offense, he's going to showcase his talent a bunch.
Let's go.
There's no better evaluator of the two than wide receiver Tyler, who says there's not much of a difference.
They're kind of similar, to be honest. They're always making sure that we're doing the right things, and if we do something wrong, they're definitely going to get on to us.
There's things that Jake was really good at that I'm maybe need to work on, and there's some things that I'm really good at that Jake can't do.
Now, what Jake has that Dylan lacks is the prototypical quarterback size, and Dylan can't control his height, but that's not going to cap his potential or his drive.
There's several 5'11" quarterbacks playing at the college level, and I think there's even a couple in the pros.
We can sit and pout about life, or we can go do something about it. And I think Dylan's tired. He's tired of hearing it. He wants to go do something about it.
They are the same, but they are different. It is now Dylan's time to shine under center, and he's not going to make any promises. If you still have questions and still have doubts, here's what you'll get out of number 6 on the field.
He's a hard worker. He's a smart guy that's just going to go out there and make plays for my team.
Luke Hetrick, WGXA Sports.